What's up everyone? My name is Belém and today we will be learning how to make carne in salsa verde. It is very simple, it is very easy, so let's go on ahead and let's get started. Okay, here are the basics that we're going to need when it comes to produce. We will need about 8 or 9 of these, right? They're green tomatoes. Green. You gotta peel them, don't use them like this. You're gonna need a serrano. We're only using one because my dad has a very sensitive heartburn. And this one's old because your homegirl can't afford new ones and we gotta use what we got. This is a very small piece of red onion, some cilantro, and a garlic tooth, all right? This is as far as the produce goes. When it comes to the meat, you're gonna wanna go to your local carniceria if you guys have one. If you don't, you can also use flank steak. And you're gonna wanna go buy about 1.5 pounds of the meat, all right? When it comes to spices, we're only gonna use 2 things, okay? We're gonna use some sea salt. You can use whatever salt you want, it doesn't really matter. And I know a lot of you aren't used to spices, but we're gonna use cumin. Now you're gonna go on ahead and grab like a pot, and you're gonna wanna put in about 5 or 6 inches of water. After you wash your tomatoes, you're gonna go on ahead and put your tomatoes in the water, but first, you gotta let it boil, okay? Now, I don't know why we gotta let the water boil first. My grandma says that's important though. See, we went on ahead and we washed them. Make sure that you wash them and you clean them. I'm only saying this because once I saw a white girl eat the tamale with the wrap on, okay? So, we're gonna put them all in this boiling water. You see, the water's coming to a simmer. We want to let that boil over. We're gonna go on ahead and just a little bit of salt. That was a little more than a little bit of salt, but we'll let it go. Now, once that's going, we're gonna let it boil, and what we're gonna do next is we're going to wash our steak. Now, wash your meat, guys. It's very important. I don't know where that meat's been. I know I'm gonna eat it, but that's why we gotta wash it. Now, you're gonna let the meat dry a little. I always put it in this thing. Boom, boom. You're gonna lie it out. You're gonna cut it. I always do it in strips because it's much easier. Please do not cut yourselves. Once I cut myself with safety scissors. So, this is not an idiot contest. Thank you. We're gonna keep doing that until we cut the whole 1.5 pounds of meat. All right? Now, like I said, you can do this with flank steak, or you can do it with whatever steak you want. Honestly, it's the salsa that matters. So after we've cut up all the meat, we're gonna go on ahead and keep it in a new clean bowl, right? You're gonna put it into a new clean bowl as you're cutting it. We're gonna grab some salt. Put some salt in there. That might have been a little too much salt. We'll let my dad be the judge of that later. And some pepper. We're gonna mix it up. Don't be afraid to touch it. It's meat. And hopefully, you wash your damn hands. Make sure that it gets everywhere too, guys, because sometimes some meat is really salty and some isn't. And I learned that the hard way. Woo! Did I learn that the hard way? This is very important. It's a non-stick pan. This one's old, you can hear it jiggle. I got it for 25 bucks at King Soopers. You're also gonna need the top to it. You're gonna need the lid to it, okay? It's very important because this is what you're gonna cook your meat in and you don't want your meat to stick. I cannot stress this enough. All right, the pan, a low mid, grapeseed oil. You're gonna pour a little bit in there. I already did it, so I'm not gonna pour more in there. You're gonna let that warm up, all right? Now, let's move on to our tomatoes. See how they're boiling really nicely? See how the color changed? Yes, that's exactly where you want it. I'm gonna turn these off. All right, I turned off my tomatoes. My pan, my non-stick pan is warming up with a little bit of oil in it, right? You never want to do too much oil, but the oil preferences are really up to you. I'm just not trying to die of cholesterol really young. We're gonna go on ahead and chop up the cilantro. Cutting board, okay? I washed it. Make sure you wash it because there has been raw meat on here. You don't want raw meat because we're not cooking the cilantro. We're just chopping it up, all right? Now, cilantro. This is about as much as we're gonna need. We're gonna chop it up, okay? We don't have to do it too small. We're only doing it about this big, simply because if you put it all together in the blender, my mom says it'll get caught on the blades. It's never happened to me, but I trust my mother. Ugly serrano. Do you see the ugly serrano? Same thing. Now, we're doing one because we don't want it to be too spicy. We just want it to be tasty. If you don't like spicy at all, you just want the taste, we're gonna cut that open. You're gonna take the seeds out. Take all of the seeds out of the serrano. There you go. See, I took all the seeds out. Boom. Put it in a little container right next to you. We've got the meat. We've got the warm pan. We're gonna cover that. But boom, it already smells delicious. Our next step is very simple. We're gonna put everything, I just hit that, whoops. We're gonna put everything to the blender. Everything we just chopped up. The tomatoes, the cilantro, the little bit of onion, you know? The garlic tooth, boom, into the blender. And it's got a little bit of water. And it's the hot water that was in the tomatoes, all right? We're gonna blend this bitch. Now watch me and my double chin blend this. Look at that. Oh god, it smells so good. It smells so good. Okay. After this, we're gonna go back to the meat. Boom. The meat. Yes. I'll leave that there just for a second longer. Maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. We're gonna wait a little bit, okay? And we're almost ready. Yo! Our dance break is over. Woo! Yes. Now, after you poured all the meat in there, you want to go on ahead . That was not supposed to happen. Anyway, we're moving on after this quick pause. Whoa! That's not where my teaspoons are. Or there. Where are my teaspoons? Turns out I don't know. Boom. See that? It's 1/8 of a teaspoon. This is cumin. 1/8 of a teaspoon. A leveled teaspoon of cumin. we're gonna mix it. Excuse me while I actually mix this. Check that out. We're just gonna let that simmer for about another 3 minutes before we turn it off. Now while we're letting that simmer for about 2 or 3 minutes, let's try to do as much as we can to catch up on dishes, because we don't want our moms to yell at us that we cooked but we didn't clean. That happens to me a lot. Finished. It's finished. So now we're gonna taste this masterpiece, or lack thereof. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good.
Está rico ya. Ah, subí al internet de eso.
Chowing down. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I absolutely appreciate it. Click to subscribe or do not, it doesn't really matter. But this will be the first of many, hopefully. Let me know what you think down below. Click to subscribe or don't. It doesn't really matter. Bye.